there really wasn't much doubt which speaker at FreedomFest this year garnered the largest audience and the most enthusiasm. We didn't even have to do a survey on that. We've asked him to come back up and share a few more thoughts, so would you all do us a favor, if neighbors at your table are still talking, would you please ask them not to, so we can get a little bit of quiet here in the room? And let me bring back up to talk about freedom and our future, our favorite libertarian senator, Rand Paul from Kentucky. Senator.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, my wife asked me not to sing, so I'm going to spare you on the Freedom and Gold rendition. In the opening pages of Fahrenheit 451, Guy Montag asks, wasn't there a time when firemen used to put out fires? They laugh at him and they rebuke him and say, everybody knows firemen start fires. Now, Montag knew this. Montag's father and his grandfather had been firemen. It had been his duty for many years to start fires. He knew it was his duty to burn books. But this day was a little bit different. He showed up and the woman wouldn't leave. He said, the woman's on the porch. She won't leave. She has all of her books and she won't leave. So as they're dousing her books and her with kerosene, she shouts out and she goads them. She is indignant that they would touch her books at all, and she won't leave. And she says, play the man, Master Ridley. Today we will light such a candle by God's grace in England that it won't be forgotten. They keep dousing her with kerosene, and she says it again. Play the man, Master Ridley. Today we will light such a candle. And the reference is lost on the firemen in the book, and they continue to do their job. The reference is to Hugh Latimer, who became a human candle. He was burned at the stake in 1555 for heresy. His heresy was to oppose the state religion. His heresy was to oppose the state. His heresy was to promote that the Bible be translated into English. Now, we're not yet burning folks at the stake, fortunately. We're not burning books, but your government is interested in what books you read. They're interested in what you say on your phone calls. They're interested in what you write in your emails. This has been going on for a while now. Last week, I asked for a report on this, and I was given a classified briefing. I wanted to know, to what extent is your privacy being invaded? To what extent are they reading your emails, reading and listening to your phone conversations without a judge's warrant? And I can't tell you the answer because it's classified. It's classified how many times they're doing it. But I think what I can get away with saying is that when the government says it's a few hundred, it's closer to a gazillion. All right? And a gazillion's a fictitious number, but it's a very large number, and that is close to the number of communications that are being looked at by the federal government. We are giving up our privacy. We are trading our liberty for some sort of sense or some sort of ostensible security. We've traded our personal privacy and our personal dignity when we travel. I mentioned the other night a couple of stories about the TSA. I'll mention two quickly. There was a man transporting the ashes of his parents, of his father, in an urn. The TSA made him open it. They swirled their fingers in the human ashes. It fell to the floor, and the ashes fell out, and they laughed. Another young man who's deaf was with a deaf group. He comes through with candy in his luggage, and they say, you can't take the candy, you have to donate it, or you don't travel. He donates the candy, and as he walks off, they're laughing at him and saying, you effing deafy, and eating his candy. This is what we've come to. There's a Harvard Law School professor by the name of Noah Feldman, and he wrote recently, he said, the next time the TSA asks you to put your hands above your head, a little bit higher, no hun, just a little bit higher, and hold this pose for 7 vulnerable seconds. The next time they ask you this, ask yourself, is this the pose of a free man? It's slipping away from us. Hugh Latimer was a human candle, and when he said that let not this episode be forgotten, let this be an episode that will not soon be forgotten, when he became a human candle, he was a human candle against tyranny and intolerance. We still have a torch that's burning. The Liberty torch is burning, figuratively or otherwise, in New York Harbor. But I exhort you all not to let the flame of liberty go out. Thank you very much.